On this episode of Amazingly Terrible, we watched Mighty Max, Season 2, Episode 3, Blood of the Dragon.
Kaliki Naki Hulina.
Feliz Navidad.
It's the thing to say. Together we are...
Amazingly Terrible.
So I'm David.
I'm Boogie Board and Matt.
And I'm Derek. Oh, what'd you get from takeout?
Oh, man.
Yeah, what are you eating in front of us?
Cheesecake. Delicious cheesecake.
Is that DoorDashed to you or like whatever cool service you have there in Civilization?
I mean, I seamlessed it, which is they're owned by Grubhub, so essentially the same service. I think they're all kind of the same now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little companies are bought by the big companies.
Well, I was just saying a similar, I go on my phone, I punch buttons, food shows up at my house.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. My place is like concealed where you can't get to it from. If you take the level to the floor that my place is on, you can't get to it.
Really?
Yeah.
You have like a secret apartment.
So you live in a fucking secret lair is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You are Batman. Like you're behind the fucking waterfall. Hey, so if you want to drop my Grubhub off, just like look for the waterfall and leave it on the rock right by it.
I love the idea of Batman living in a condo.
He drives through the waterfall just to come out on the other side in a condominium parking lot.
Right, yeah. He drives through one of those like big lake water features they do in the like townhouse developments. Yeah.
In the Batman, the fucking grounds crew is like, God damn it, not again.
Yeah. It's like one of those water features where there's like no trees, no plants anywhere around it. It's just a pit and they put water in it.
Yeah, it's like a drainage overflow. It's like the shit you used to fish in as a kid because it had sunfish in it. But yeah, once every 3 days, Batman drives the fucking Batmobile right through it, just tears the living shit out of the fucking grass.
And disappears.
Into apartment 4C.
Yeah, and Bruce Wayne's lights turn on.
It's like, Mr. Wayne, you drove through the retention pond again last night. Mr. Wayne, we know you're in there. There's muddy footprints going up to the door.
Right.
Your car is covered in mud and fucking grass. It wasn't me.
Bruce Wayne is probably the guy at the condo who tries to move his couch in like over the balcony.
Oh,
like
yeah.
through the patio doors.
Oh, yeah.
But like the guy who tries to do it himself.
I like the idea of Poison Ivy finding out where he lives and growing plants on his property just to get him in trouble with the homeowners association. Mr. Wayne, we have a strict no deciduous trees policy here.
She's growing shit on his back porch. Like she's just growing pot plants out there. Like
I like that it's
Rain.
I like that it's a species of tree. Like it's like a whole family of trees that they've just outlawed.
Yeah, they didn't outlaw like sugar gums. They're like flat leaf deciduous. You can't have it.
Why do they outlaw deciduous, David?
Well, I may have the term wrong, but like you're not allowed to have trees that drop their leaves in the winter.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
deciduous.
you've got it right.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to clean up the leaves.
Right. They don't.
Cool.
They don't want bare trees in winter.
Oh, right.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
okay.
so you know what the ultimate fuck you tree for poison ivy to plant in that place is? It's a tree called a pin oak, and we have one in our front yard, and the leaves are approximately the length and kind of a width of an index finger, right? Like they're oval-shaped leaves, and it probably has close to 1 million of these on. We have an old-growth tree. It's probably about 300 years old in the front yard, but I would say in a full summer of foliage, it's got over 1 million leaves, and when it puts this shit on the ground, it's everywhere. And no matter how much you rake and bag and mow and whatever, it's just persistent. And if you had a homeowners association that was like, no deciduous trees, just plant one of those, and it's just shitting leaves everywhere. And then in the springtime, pollen all over the place. You drive a black car, too bad it's green. You got a black grill, you own a green grill now. Like, Your house, what color was it? It's fucking green.
This tree sounds like the worst neighbor.
Fucking trees.
It's a beautiful tree, though. It's a gorgeous old growth tree. But yeah,
We had this tree in my backyard growing up in Hawaii that we called the penis tree.
Did it have dicks on it?
Yes, because it had these massive fruit kind of things. They're probably about 1 foot to 2, 1.5 feet long, about as big around as a softball or a little bigger, and covered in this like weird. It looked like a ball sack. It looked like ball sack skin on the outside,
Nice.
but without the wrinkles. And so it was like this weird gray fuzz. And I think the tree is a swamp tree, and it's like those are its seeds, and they have to bury themselves into the swamp because those fuckers would come down, and they were so heavy. They weighed like 4 or 5 pounds. Like it's a lot of weight coming down. One time I saw one of the garbage men use it to simulate a giant penis.
Oh, there you go.
I feel like I've told this story before.
I have never heard that
No,
story.
I haven't heard that either.
Okay.
And that was the time that Matt knew what a phallus-shaped fruit was.
Well, my family knew it. We knew that it was we called it the penis tree. And it had these terrible stinky flowers that were like sort of rubberized. Hey, listeners, if you know the name of this tree,
please email it.
That's
to
great.
One of our
That's great for you.
Fucking
Yes.
context.
Yes, write into monotonously terrific at amazinglyterrible.com.
Ask for Mike.
That's right.
He'll answer it with absolutely zero context to what we're talking about.
All right, let's talk about what show we're reviewing here.
Let's do that, and then let me reload a beer. So we're reviewing Mighty Max. Mighty Max previewed in, I believe, 1992. It was actually originally a UK-based toy and series, and it was the kind of spin-off to get the young tween boy crowd in on the Polly Pocket line. If Polly Pocket was this. It looked like a compact or a makeup thing that you would open up, and there'd be a playset inside with little female figures that could go do a bunch of things and whatever girly type stuff. And then this one was, they didn't look like compacts; they looked like coiled snakes and like zombie heads. But you opened it up, and it was like little Micro Machines guys, and there was always there's different levels of toys, and there was like some sort of horror dungeon that Mighty Max would go do.
There'd be a baddie.
Yep. So essentially the story, it was a comic book, a toy, and a TV show.
Oh, classic trifecta.
Yeah.
It feels a little late for that.
It was 92, so yeah, probably at the end.
Yeah.
End of that commercialization.
It's like they're going back to the playbook,
Yeah. So each one has a little bit different of an origin story. One, like his dad leaves him the hat. In the TV show, he finds a statue of a fowl, like FOWL, with hieroglyphics on it that gives him the hat. But essentially what happens is he gets the hat with the M on it.
Mm-hmm.
And when he puts it on his head,
shirt with an M on it.
Yep. When he puts it on his head, nothing happens. When he turns it to the side in a half cock, he then becomes the Mighty. And the Mighty is an individual who has the ability to open and travel through portals in space and time. And then through this, he meets a...
wait. So it's triggered by his fashion sense?
Yeah.
It's a magic item that's triggered by his, what stance he's trying to take, essentially.
Yeah. Once he has the cap on his head, it's capable of projecting the portal that he can go through.
To the side, though. He's got to be wearing it like he's cool.
So in the
like
original comic
cool.
book toy, when he moved it to the side, when he tweaked it, then he was able to open the portals. In the cartoon, I don't know if he had to tweak it, but that was a thing. Like if he just put it on his head regular,
it to the side, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, he goes through these and he meets his team. So you got Virgil, who's a Lemurian, and he's a owl-looking the fowl. It's evidently a running joke in the show. And then Norman, who is a knight-looking barbarian berserker type character.
Yeah. And you said he was played by Bull from Night Court.
Yeah, I was going to get it. Like, this show actually has a bunch of kind of B-plus list voice actor, people who are recognizable in certain roles in it. But anyways, that's kind of the background of the show. So you got these three. Max, of course, is the stay. He lives at home. He's a teenager. And then he's contacted by Virgil anytime they want to go somewhere. He opens a portal, they go, and then they solve some sort of mystery.
Wait,
was billed
it's not like a parallel world or anything. Like, it's all on Earth.
From what I understand, it says that it can open portals in space and time, but I believe from watching one episode, it just goes, you may be able to go forward and backwards in time, but it's on the same area. It's not like he's zapping through dimensions.
Yeah, space is just different places on Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Max is a stay-at-home kid, like 14, 15, or whatever age he's supposed to be. He gets summoned, and they go off on these adventures. The main bad guy in the show is Skullmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll encounter him in it. There were 2 seasons at 40 episodes, so this was listed as episode 16, but this was actually season 2, episode 3. Whoa. And a little bit of background on it is we're going to meet Skullmaster at the very beginning of the episode. He, in season 1, had been captured and imprisoned, and then this is the first time we see him in season 2. He has now escaped jail, and his actions are going to be motivated by he's trying to reconstitute his army, for lack of a better term. Like, he's trying to get more baddies onto his side.
If you think about it, like, in a way, aren't we all Skullmasters? Like, right now I'm forcing this fucker to, like, move my jaw up and down and hold my eyes.
Yeah, that was a good joke. That was a solid one.
Believable.
So, anyways, the show had some great talent. Skullmaster is voiced by Tim Curry, who did a bunch of other voice work. He did Gargoyles, right? Was he in that one? He was in a couple TV shows at the time.
Oh yeah.
So, no, this is what we were talking about before we started the podcast. Is that he is one of those guys who's like, he is an A-list personality. He has a bunch of live action shit. He's got a bunch of voice acting stuff. Yeah. He was just kind of the top tier talent. But other guys who were in the show, so Norman the Knight was voiced by Richard Mole, who was the bailiff on Night Court, which Bull Shannon. Then you have Max is voiced by Rob Paulson, who was Pinky in Pinky and the Brain. And then if you go to his Wikipedia page, literally throw out any cartoon, any animated movie, any video game, and he's more than likely been in it. Just an A-list voice actor. You had Virgil. I just lost my
I was going to say it's kind of too bad because like Max's character is so annoying and the voice is not helping.
No, not at all.
Like as a hero, he's really obnoxious.
Yeah. Virgil, the Lemurian, was voiced by Tony Jay, who again was in a bunch of shit. His most famous role was Professor Werner in Twins, which was the father mentor figure to Schwarzenegger.
Uh-huh.
He's also been in a bunch of Disney movies and all kinds of other stuff. Skullmaster's number one baddie, Warmonger, also voiced by Rob Paulson. And then you can just kind of go down the list. Like, they brought in the talent to put on this show. Like, at least from a voice acting
They got old TC on there. The Kermaster.
And then Lava Lord, another baddie in the show, was voiced by a guy named Frank Welker.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Who could that possibly be?
Fucking Scooby-Doo.
Frank Welker, man, he's everything. He's every animal you've ever heard.
He was Fred Jones in Scooby-Doo since 1969, and then Scooby himself since 2002. So, wow. I mean, yeah, like, again, high class voice talent for this show.
Frank Welker does every animal. He does
really,
yeah, and not just their voices. Also, he has sex with them.
I feel like that's aggressive, but like if you're you're a method actor.
Yeah.
I'll okay.
Well, that's how you learn new sounds,
right?
Oh, Jesus
shit.
Okay, the chair recognizes that joke.
Yes. The sub chair approves that joke. Make the final podcast.
Do you think they spontaneously conceived Polly Pocket and Mighty Max, or do you think one preceded the other?
The way that it seems to read is that Polly Pocket was the first in the series of toys, and then Mighty Max was the spin-off of it.
Right.
Yeah. So let's see. Polly Pocket started in 89 to 98, and then it's 89 to present. And then Mighty Max was 92 to 96, and it was not continued.
So it didn't catch on.
Are you talking about the toy
No,
lines?
but there was...
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. There was an Adventures of Mighty Max produced by Ocean Software for both Super Nintendo and the Genesis, which I have an emulator. I may go see if I can find that.
This seems like a Genesis game, doesn't it? It feels like a shadow.
It really feels like there's two teams trying to create this property. One of them's really stupid. The other one's really talented.
It could
interesting.
Be.
Like the dialogue writers and the voice actors seem to be having a lot of fun with what they can do, but they're like trapped in this framework of a magic baseball cap and selling toys.
Yeah, it's watching. Let me go get another beer and then we'll get into the episode because I got a couple thoughts on. I seem to remember watching this as a kid, and the only reason that I seem to remember watching it is I definitely recognize Virgil. Like I was like when he came onto the screen, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. So what are you drinking tonight?
I have some whiskey. It's quite good. Redwood Empire.
I'm glad it's quite good. Like I'd be a bit concerned if you're like, I got some whiskey.
It's garbage.
It's rot gut and terrible. I'm just drinking it because.
Yeah, because it's the only thing I've got. No, it's good. I like a good whiskey. I don't like a bad whiskey. You know?
No.
Controversial opinion.
Right? Like, how could you say something so controversial yet brave?
I know.
I've got a Laser Brain double dry hopped double IPA by Goose Island Brewing Company.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Brewed on the back of a goose.
Yeah, or in Chicago. You know, no big deal.
I am drinking Viking blood.
Yes! That shit is the bomb!
Yeah.
The fucking mead?
Yes.
BL...
Comes in this heavy-ass stone bottle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude. Yeah. Cafe Mox in Seattle, which was my favorite gaming cafe, which was attached to a game store. I used to go there and play Magic and other forms of fucking nerdery. And every once in a while I get Vikings blood. That stuff is good shit. 100%.
Nice.
That stuff's awesome. I mean, it just feels right. Like, I'm throwing around a hand of Magic. Like, yeah, sometimes I want, like, a beer. Sometimes I want an espresso. But I really want mead. And a double-sided axe.
I have never liked mead.
Well, this isn't even really mead because this is like 40 proof, so that's like the brandy equivalent of mead.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
All right, let's get into Mighty Max.
Let's get up on this Max.
So we talked about it. Skullmaster had been imprisoned in Season 1. This is Episode 3 of Season 2. We've got a very 90s... This show screams 90s. It's got like the end of hair metal. The opening scene actually has turquoise and purple on the portal that he goes through, which was like the colors to wear on everything in the 90s. Got this opening montage. We got
it's got a little bit of that 90s edginess. You know, they're really trying hard for it to be a little like dark and grim.
At one point, which I got it playing in the background right now, and I had no idea. Dude, fucking the Night Guy kills some Tyranids from Warhammer 40K.
Yes.
Like, absolutely. Like, totally freaking, like, total IP stealing. I was like, what the fuck?
Anyway, we open on him giving a speech.
Yeah. So he shows up to, like, nondescript island with nondescript island folks. Fun fact, those trees in the opening thing are called stone pines. Hold on, let me make sure I fact check this really quick. I was doing some Reddit surfing, so it's not really research. But when Mount Vesuvius, they're called stone pines. When Mount Vesuvius erupted, one of the guys who chronicled the whole thing, I don't remember who it was, said that the ash cloud looked like a stone pine. And then once it hit the point, and that's where it went up straight up into the atmosphere, and then it leveled off on the top. And then once it leveled off on the top, then that precipitated the collapse, which wiped out Vesuvius and then all the other, or Pompeii and the other towns around it. And when I was reading that, I was like, what the fuck is a stone pine? Those are stone pines. And
all right.
you know.
Good to know.
So I just got really excited.
Useless to know.
I just learned this fact like seriously 2 days ago, and then in this episode they have stone pines, which are generally found in like Madagascar, not Polynesian, South Pacific. But
they
whatever.
They look like every shot of on a poster in a sunset of a tree. You know?
Dude, they have
Africa.
all the stuff going on. They've got stone pines. They've got teepees. They've got South American, Brazilian attire, and then we find out later on they're Polynesians.
And they've got incredibly fit village, and then the one kind of portly guy.
All right. Well, anyways, Skullmaster shows up. He's like, "Hey, immortality, God, be awesome, drink the dragon's blood,
but you have to serve me."
Yeah. The guy who doesn't go to CrossFit is the first dude to drink. Then all of his CrossFit buddies show up. They all start collapsing and going. Ugh. Yeah. Then the second guy drops the cup. Skullmaster's like, "Why aren't you drinking?" He goes to guy 3, tries to date rape him and pour it in his throat.
I mean, the thing
guy
is
3 in the middle of drinking sees that his buddies are turning into dragons, only drinks a little, crucial to the plot, and then takes the fuck off.
Now, here's the thing, though. Like, he sees everyone else drink and then just collapse at choking. Like, why would you, the turning into dragons seems secondary to just dying. It seems like not good to drink.
No. Not really sure who the guy he sends after him is. Skullmaster, I talked about his I don't know if this is Lava Lord or the other dude.
This is like War Chief or something?
If it's War Chief, it is the same guy who voices Mighty Max.
Okay.
If it's Lava Lord, it's the dude who voices every animal ever. Anyways,
it's definitely. I don't think it's Frank Welker. Maybe
chases homeboy to the edge of like 1,000-foot cliff. Because he falls for quite some time, and then Goblin Man's like, "Fuck, I failed."
I kind of had a moment when he jumped off the cliff and he's falling, and like the synth music came in, and I was kind of like, "Man, what if he just kept falling forever, man?"
I mean, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Then
I was digging it.
Very...
I would have been okay with another 10 minutes of that.
Yeah. Cue modern America, I guess. Very 90s. Dude rolls up on his bike. He's like, "Hey, Mighty Max, let's roll." Mighty Max jumps down into the foyer of Indiana Jones's house. Like, don't know what that's all about. Like, does he bring all this shit home? There's all kinds of ancient world artifacts everywhere.
Yeah.
His Sony Walkman, after playing some hair-ish metal, swaps over to Virgil, and Virgil's like, "Hey, we got some shit you gotta do. There's some jokes, whatever."
They're terrible. Max is... I don't hate him yet when I first started watching this, but I hate him eventually. Well, he says unfunny things in an annoying way, complains about everything.
Anyways, so he goes to the park behind a porta-john and opens a portal to this island that all this bullshit went down on. Or somewhere close to it, not the actual island. And then they're like, "Hey, let's go find the circus." And evidently it's the late 1800s where we just take indigenous personnel, we put them in cages, and then we show them off.
Yep.
Because they go look in the circus, and it's... I mean, his name is very, very close to the whole, like, Hawaiian Merry Christmas song. Like,
Mele Kalikimaka.
Whatever it is, Mala Kanikinikwik, whatever the fuck.
Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day.
Yeah, like seriously, that's his fucking name.
Yeah.
And he's half lizard, half man. It's the beginning of the song Trogdor. Once there was a man. Now there was a dragon man. Like, we're there.
Yeah.
Like, he is not full dragon. He is not Trogdor.
I mean, his whole depiction is pretty reprehensible.
I told you, it's all the cultures and none of the cultures simultaneously.
It's like in Voyager where they just hired a guy that, like, said he was Native American and just made shit up.
Pretty much.
I doubt this show hired a guy. They wouldn't spend money on that.
So they bust him out of prison, and
they're attacked by strongmen.
Then the circus master releases the tigers at them.
How fucking insecure is Mighty Max that he has like a giant M on his shirt as well as on his hat? Do you think he's got his name written like on his underwear?
It's his special red hat. He's going to make America mighty again.
I mean, we literally watch another show where one of the protagonists wrote his name in lipstick on the side of his helmet.
Yes.
So anyways, a completely useless chase ensues. And so Virgil's like, hey, right here, open the portal. We're going to go to the island of the Peloponnesians or whatever they called.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, they come out of the portal and they're in the South Pacific.
We're going to go to Stereotype Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is when they realize that the island itself has moved. Because the calculations are correct. The portals don't move, but the island is somehow not in the place that it's supposed to be.
It's the island it's moved. This was never dry land. Global warming's a hoax. It's fake news.
Wow.
So they showed up in Waterworld.
This is the beginning of one of several odd transitions overall where you're like, it only works because we're the camera, you know? Like,
yeah.
It doesn't make sense if the human is in the environment and can see around themselves.
No, because they're 8 feet from the fucking shoreline.
Yeah. They just walk out of the water.
Like, let's swim. Like, it's not like they look around and everybody thinks that there's no fucking island there, and then they're like, oh, hey. So I guess that was supposed to be, like, funny. But anyways.
I don't know. I mean,
we get a bunch of lizard dudes. They rush the beach. Our heroes throw them and stuff.
Yeah. They have kind of a zany fight scene here with Bull. Sorry, Mr. Shannon.
Yeah.
Where he ends up, like, basically, like, pitching them into the ocean.
Well, I mean, they're poor fucking islanders who got turned into lizards. They don't know how to fight. This guy literally has a metal arm. And so he just, like, chucks them around.
That's not armor. It's cybernetics.
You think it's cybernetics?
I have no idea. But, I mean, they're
it depends
lizards.
on whether or not it was drawn by Mark Silvestri or not.
So they trek through the desert, the jungle. They then get up to the edge of a mountain. They find Mighty Max's head as a boulder on the side of the path.
Yeah,
they're crawling up.
That's never really explained.
They come into
all.
No, they're just like weird, and they keep going. Like, I feel like if I was a member of a party and we're adventuring, and my head was a 40 to 60 foot diameter boulder on the side of the path, I'd be like, I don't remember being 3D scanned for this.
Right. Or
what
at
the
least
fuck is going on?
At least me and David would be like, hey, we could go read the inscription. Like, there's a plaque. Like, let's just read it, all right?
Yeah.
And figure it out.
So in another, like, completely and totally 90-degree turn, they're walking up a mountain. It looks like a mountain. It has boulders on it with people's heads. It's a dragon.
Yeah, and they end up on the dragon's nose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which, when they animate this dragon later, this dragon's enormous. Like,
yeah,
so that's
massive.
Not like they climbed up like 100-foot hill. This is like a 400 to 500-foot elevation change.
Yeah.
So it wakes up.
Yeah, the dragon is very, very robust.
In the grand scheme of things in the show that I liked or disliked, one of the things that I did enjoy was the fact that they showed the dragon being huge.
Yeah, I
I thought
too.
that was cool. Because usually they're like, I have a mighty dragon, and it's the size of like a house, which is like, yeah, that's big, that's formidable, but like, this is a fuck you.
Yeah,
it's the size of an enormous building.
Yeah, like David fucking owned a house. That's like achievable, right?
David got rid of a house to live in a secret lair.
Yeah, David fucking moved past this shit. But this is a dragon that can't be owned.
Damn, this condo cost twice as much as my house did.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, you have to literally drive through a retention pond to get there. That's a fucking feature. Not a setback.
You think so?
So anyways, they all escape, and for the second time this episode, they huck themselves off a cliff, which becomes a trend. Like
falling off cliffs is like the way they solve problems in this show.
Was this a problem-solving technique in the 90s in cartoons? Like, was this
everybody saw the end of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and they were like, "That's it.
It just
done.
Just bombed off cliffs."
Yeah, my whole career is now based on this.
That's just cartoons. Flying off a cliff into the river is the safest thing you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's not rocks and shit in there.
No, you get a fun ride down the river. It happens in every cartoon.
Max and Virgil bail.
But Bull.
Fucking
Mr. Shannon.
Bull. He doesn't. The half-transformed villager also doesn't. They then everybody gets brought before Skullmaster at this point in time, and everything seems to be lost.
Yeah, and Skullmaster, this is the first time they really showed that Skullmaster is, again, big. Like, really big.
He's like 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
Well, he was big in the opening scene. Like, the villagers came up to his waist.
Yeah, I mean, he's like a Space Marine from 40K. Like, he's 8 to 10 feet tall, at least.
So they give Hawaiian Christmas more of the dragon blood.
Do you know that the state's fish is the Homonuku Apua?
I did know that.
Nuku.
If you had asked me to... I have pictures of those snorkeling in Hawaii in 2014.
It's kind of an ugly fish, to be honest.
They're not very big. Like,
yeah.
When I first read about them or heard about them when we were out there, I figured they would be like, 12, 14 inches long. Like a substantial fish. Like, I didn't think they'd be massive. I also didn't think they'd be little. They're only about 6 inches long.
Oh, really? Because I always picture them like the size of a parrotfish, which is pretty big.
No, they're smaller than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the sand in the world is basically parrotfish droppings.
Yeah, man. That's why Anakin hates it so much. He's like, it's fish shit. It's fish shit all over me. Ah. I would pay a lot of money for him to just do that.
Who's that?
In episode 3, he's just like, it's fish shit. There's fish shit on me.
So I pulled it up. The longest that however you say that is, otherwise known as the reef triggerfish, is only 10 inches long. Like, it's not a big. I mean, it's a substantial fish. It's not like
I wouldn't be disappointed
like a little
if
itty bitty guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed if I caught a 10-inch fish. That's
right.
a pretty good fish.
All right, so back to the episode. Skullmaster tries to get Max to drink the stuff, and Virgil's like, "Oh, hey, you don't turn into a lizard guy if you're not evil," insinuating that the other villagers.
Well, no, he said you
drank it were evil.
You have to drink it willingly, or it doesn't work. That's what he's saying.
Is that what he's saying, or is he saying? Like,
oh, is that what he said? I thought he said like, like if you didn't have the right heart.
You have to accept evil for it to corrupt you.
Oh, gotcha. Anyways, fight scene ensues.
Yeah. I think it's the
everybody
you have
runs.
To have evil inside you, basically.
Well, how does evil get inside you? You have a certain number of holes.
Tell me the number.
I don't know. Anyways, they get up to a cliff again, and they see a catamaran or a trimaran.
Yeah, and this time they climb
jumping,
down.
They climb down. Huge fail because then the catamaran blows up.
Yeah. The dragon flame wrecks it.
The dragon is like the goddamn Death Star in episode 4. Just complete smokes it. The dragon is jacked as shit, by the way.
And Skullmaster is fucking like sitting on top of its head. Like, not even sitting, standing, hero stance on top of its head.
He's like the third of the area of its eyeball. And Skullmaster, like you said, is like a 40K Space Marine. Like, he's a big motherfucker. Sure. Anyways, Virgil's like, Mighty Max is like, let's get out of here using my portals and my sideways baseball cap. Virgil's like, the island's moving. I can't do math. And he's like, but yes, you can. He draws 3 triangles in the sand and goes, oh, there's a portal over there, but we got to stall. And you're just like, wait, what the fuck? Then an aircraft carrier lands on the beach right in front of him. And everybody's scared. Skullmaster's like, ha, 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 ha.
Right. He's gloating.
Yeah, a bunch of super unequipped Peloponnesian Islanders are going to do something, wagging their
they
fists
kind of
in
like
the air.
show up. I don't even know when that happened. They're kind of they're like, oh yeah, we're kind of with them, sort of.
It was when they busted them out of the prison camp.
Okay,
Like it showed a bunch of them in the cages, and then when they got into that fight,
We don't keep immigrants in cages. There are no cages.
yeah.
We love immigrants. We're the least racist people.
right. This does feel like the overall story feels very colonialism.
The people on this
yeah.
island, they're having a tough problem with the dragons, not with climate change. That's a hoax.
Yeah,
But they
it's
have a
not
problem
like
with the
their
dragon,
coastline.
and that's why we're going to throw paper towels at them.
It's not like their coastline is shrinking or anything.
So, anyways, our boy Mighty Max is like, "All right, hey, Skullmaster, listen, I'm just gonna trade my hat with you in what seems to be a very predictable ruse because they're waiting for the island to move, and there's a bunch of monologuing and all kinds of other nonsense, and then just as Skullmaster steps off the dragon
To
the
take
hat
his
erupts
precious
into-
fashion accessory.
erupts into light. The portal opens. The night dude throws a walnut in the nose of the fucking dragon.
It's a boulder.
They jump through.
I don't know how they got the boulder on the beach, but
It's a walnut. They jump through, and the thing that I noticed immediately thereafter is they end up in a desert, and they got all these Peloponnesian Islanders.
it
who
seems
are
like the
with them.
Sahara,
Yeah.
kind of.
And it's just like I get it, like you saved them, but now you got all these people in an environment that they're totally not used to, and they're fucked.
Well, it's also like three dudes.
There's a
and
dragon
fuck-
booger
yeah.
note too.
Yeah,
joke,
it's three dudes and a fucked up lizard man. Like they don't fix Hikimaka's problem at all. He's still like a half lizard creature.
If you noticed from essentially the prison camp on, I don't know if it was because they just didn't want to draw more people or animate more characters. They got like less and less and less guys.
Right.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in the cages. Now maybe we can assume a bunch of them were killed or knocked off by the
They
baddies or whatever.
There's
They
like a whole
declined with the
population
budget.
there, and they saved 3 people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all of them dudes.
yeah. And there's some sort of fucking moral here. Yeah. Mighty Max is like, oh, I'm the Hawaiian word for Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's how the episode ends. And then there's a moral fucking thing about a Komodo dragon. The end. That was the end of the show. That's it. Like, seriously.
Komodo dragons are cool. Overall, this felt so flat. You know, like I wanted to care about it. They were like trying hard to make the stakes real. Actually, you know, like I felt like they were trying to make the art look cool and dark, and it just felt really flat. Everything felt like kind of we were along for the ride.
It was not good. It was also not bad. It just was. You know, I can 100% see, because I had mentioned it. I remember Virgil very clearly. So in '92, I would have been 9, right? And if I had watched this show, I would have thought this show was cool. You know, you got a kid who's got
9-year-old me
cap.
would have been into this. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
would
got
have thought it was cool.
portals. They got this owl creature, the Lemurian, who can like see into the future or like see problems that are going on. We got a big, muscly night dude. We're like saving people. We're doing
The little
cool
white
shit.
kid is the most important human to ever exist.
Well, I was a little white kid, so
Yeah,
that
it would have been very appealing.
yeah,
I would have been all about it.
and I probably would have liked it.
I was probably stupid enough that if I saw it, I would have liked it.
Yeah, so I get it. But nowadays,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
just
so
like-
sophisticated now. What with our phone internet?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like watching this one. I was like when you guys were like, "Hey, let's do this," and I was like, I just don't really feel like it. But then I was like, this is about as easy of a one as we can get. It's just this is really black and white. Like
It goes
I
down
get it.
smooth.
Like some of this is good. Yeah, none of it makes me go and none of it makes me go, I really like that. It just makes me go, okay, yeah, I get it.
I don't know. I've grown to hate Max. He's got 90s pants. He's got a real 90s tude. He's terribly written. He has an M on his shirt and on his hat.
I mean, do you write your daughter's name on both her shirt and her hat?
No, I don't. You know why? Because those things go by in a flash. Like, she's growing through them so fast.
That's true. I was going to make a joke, and then you're like, yeah, no. Because last week she was in this size clothes, and then this week they're all like, that was a waste of money, and you're just, God,
you
fucking
threw that money. You might as well just put that money in the garbage disposal.
Yeah, just live in diapers.
Yeah.
Or like pull-ups. Like, just live. Just be feral until you're like 4.
Be like
we can afford jeans.
A little poop creature just running amok in my house.
It's having a kid's weird, man. It's just like kids are weird.
I did come up with some new questions.
Oh, we got
ask
questions.
away.
Yeah, question us.
I like questions.
So, which character from the series should get a spin-off?
Ooh.
Oh, easily the Night Dude.
I mean, he seems like the obvious choice, but I want to see Virgil.
Would it be a prequel?
You know, I kind of sort of modify my answer.
Is it what he did
Matt,
to become the Guardian, or what he does like after he leaves Max?
Yeah. Post-Guardian head.
I would like to know how he and Virgil teamed up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, because they very clearly have a professional relationship, franchise, whatever you want to say, going on, that they decide that they're going to bring in a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be 15?
Well,
I mean, he's supposed to be a teenager.
When the spark dies, like, you got to spice it up somehow.
Like, at what point do you go from being like the clairvoyant Merlin and the badass Conan?
The point where you're like, I'm going to quit fucking this owl and start introducing children into the relationship.
Right? Like, hey, you know what this combat-oriented fucking crew needs? An American teenager.
We need more dead weight.
Like, where do we get that?
Hey, man,
why
American teenagers is what all of our armies are built out of.
Like, hey, why couldn't the Guardian wear the baseball cap?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it has an armor rating, just like anything else in fucking Skyrim. He would have just had to fucking plus up his chest armor to compensate for that, and he would have been fine.
Yeah, he could have just taken the M shirt as well, and then they work, right? You just need the M shirt and the M hat.
And then the first motherfucker through the portal is the assault fucking element, and not a child.
He has to go to a judge and have his name legally changed to Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has to get legally adopted by Max's parents, and then he can become... It's just years of him, like, toadying up to the parents. Oh, yes. I have so much respect for you, Mr. Max.
My shoulders are 70 inches across.
No, I like it. It's like a prequel to The Matrix where it's Morpheus going around trying to find the one.
Right?
Okay. There you go.
In, like, a Walmart.
Walmart. Great.
Oh God. Anyways, what's the next dumpster fire that we're gonna just talk shit about?
Yeah, what's our next question there?
Would you let your kids watch this?
I don't have any on the surface objections to it. It's just trash TV.
I don't know. The rampant colonialism, the white man's burden storyline, I mean, the exceptionalism. There's a lot of not good things to play into here. Also, I think it would be a little scary for her because she's starting to like react to intense scenes on TV, and I don't think she'd like some.
Yeah, they did go a bit harder in this than is normal for most children's shows.
Yeah, it's darker.
Yeah. When the guy's running away, he says, "Slay him."
So to be fair, the series was marketed, as an action horror show.
Wow.
I have a 9-month-old. Would she watch this? Absolutely. She watches me play Elden Ring.
Yeah, she would watch any motion.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but like,
does it emit bright lights? I will look at it.
Would I say don't watch this because it's crappy? Yeah. That'd just kind of be my vote.
Okay.
Sounds like you wouldn't introduce them to it, but if they did watch it, you'd just be silently disappointed.
Yeah, like always.
I would be
Except
like...
loud. I'm loudly disappointed.
Yeah, yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck are you watching?
You damn kids.
No, it's funny, like, we get into the segment of, like, would you let your kids watch it? And there are some shows that you go, oh, God, yeah, no, that's bad. This one's not one of them. It's just a type thing.
It felt like a medium.
Yeah. And
But
that's...
I think
at
Derek
the beginning of the...
I think David has a point. Like, they were trying.
I feel like, no, some of the people were trying.
They tried to make this an action horror precisely for who it was marketed to. The 8 to 12-year-old tween boy who wanted some sort of action horror, something in the early 90s. And so I thought it was well done in that regards, but has it aged well? No. But it has it aged poorly? Also, no. Like, it's just... It was okay.
Yeah, there's a timeless racism to it,
I wasn't bringing in the racism. Jesus.
Yeah, that's the episode
My
title.
name is Matt, and I love racism.
I don't love it. I just see it.
A timeless racism.
I love seeing racism. My name is...
Yeah, I found that pretty, like, overall kind of gross and insulting. I felt like it, like it's a colonial parable.
Wow.
And relocation of native peoples. Like, there's a lot that, I don't know, there's a lot of undertones here that really turn off my my over-analytical side.
You only relocated like 3 of them. Like, most of the people are back there still, like, at the mercy of...
Dead.
Right.
They're
Skullmaster.
literally dead. So
Yeah.
we murdered... Wow. I feel like
They're
reaching here.
breeding stock for the lizard people now.
I do understand this is humor, but this is a reach.
Do you think that the lizard people ate them? Or, like, transformed them all into
do
lizards?
I think they forcefully transform them into lizards.
Why didn't he just do that from the beginning? Like, he's been like, I'm just making do with, like, 3 lizards right now, when I could have had all the lizards. It doesn't seem like the dragon's blood was, like, a very limited resource.
Episode 3?
You think, like, episode 4, he's like, I got, like, 5 lizards.
It might be limited in how much you can take before you piss off the dragon.
I mean, that much blood.
true.
The dragon of that size,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah,
just
it is.
what that's the blood he gets from flossing. You know?
Ooh, good point.
Yeah, because he has dragon gingivitis.
I like it. Well, I don't. Well, who cares what you don't like? I care.
Voting. Should we keep this on the list?
Should we keep this on the list? No.
I'm with
think
you.
I think all the episodes are just going to be like this. Like, it's...
Yeah, I agree with you.
Honestly, am I going to enjoy some of them? Because I do remember, at least from seeing Virgil watching the show, yeah, I'm probably going to like some of them. They have the same things that I like as an adult, like a little bit of action, adventure, some horror, like some Night Dude, whatever. Like, I like that sort of stuff.
Very big dragons.
Yeah, enormous dragons. But at the end of the day, was this a good show? No. Was it a terrible show? No. Was it worth revisiting? Absolutely not.
David, tell us we're wrong.
What was your vote, Matt?
I am also, let's get rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the fence, so...
Tell me your reasoning. Tell me the pros.
Yeah,
of
give
keeping
us why.
it. Yeah,
sure
tell me why you love it.
I said I'm on the fence.
No. You love it.
I'm considering whether or not we should make Adam or possibly Mike watch this, or
You mean to
if
like
another episode is going to be substantially different.
to like punish them?
I don't
because
think
we don't like
it
them.
will. I think it's going to be the same thing, and it's probably to market toys. Like, I guarantee you that was the Island Paradise volcano toy. Like that's
the
that's what that
the
episode
dragon's
was.
blood
Yep.
playset.
You open the dragon's head, and it's similar to that episode.
Oh, that would be an awesome toy. Just this big chalice. And some,
Yeah, yeah.
And some red,
Oh no!
and some
Like
red
that would
food
be
coloring.
fucking. That'd
Yeah.
be totally titties. I would have that sitting on my desk right now,
Yeah.
like, in display.
You could like
But-
it would put like red Kool-Aid in it, and you could drink the blood with electrolytes.
Ooh.
Yeah, this does
It'd
seem
make you
like it'd
feel
be
good.
more of an 80s toy than a 90s toy, though.
It does. It feels like a throwback in that way.
Well, it's the brother, not the sister, product to Polly Pocket. Polly Pocket was huge. Like my sisters had those, and they liked those. Like they got those for their birthdays. They were like, "I want a new Polly Pocket toy," and that's what they picked out to go to Toys R Us or Walmart or whatever we were going to, and they'd go into the toy aisle and they'd pick out the one that they want and they'd play with it for months on end. Like that was a big thing. So this was trying to tap into the same market.
Yeah, this is like a Polynesian pocket.
Holy fuck! All right, David, what's the next?
I got
thing
there,
that we're
everybody.
gonna-
I got there.
Because we're going in that direction, and I got a dog that needs to go outside. What are we doing next?
Okay, so Redemption. What do you want to change on the list, Derek?
All right, let's dump the 2003 version of Strawberry Shortcake.
Ooh.
Oh my God! What are you doing?
Yeah, fucking get rid of that.
I need to know what happens to Huckleberry Hog or whatever his name is.
No, you do not.
I need to know.
We already got rid of the other Strawberry Shortcake.
Yeah, dump that
Yeah,
one.
well, it was garbage.
Fucking burn.
No, I need to know.
Yeah.
What
Nope,
other
Nope, it's my redemption.
what other countries
it.
have fruit people in them?
Burn it, David. All right, hold on. I gotta let the dogs out.
I
I'll
need
be
to
right
see
back.
Molly Mango.
I'm sure other shows have fruit people.
How intolerant of you, Matthew.
All right, let's move on to the next time. Reverse retcon.
time.
The thing I'm still not happy about the name of.
We want cartoons 26 hours a day.
I like reverse retcon. It means like actual con.
All right, what is index 564?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Spider-Man 1981. I should have
God
bailed on
damn
it.
it!
Holy shit.
Oh man. Well, look at the bright side. It'll give us an opportunity to vote it off.
We didn't vote it off last time.
Wait, what was the index?
It's literally 564, which is Spider-Man 1981.
No, that's 567. We just got Speed Racer.
No, Spider-Man 1981.
You may not have the updated list.
Oh, I don't have the
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Oh.
Because when we move things from the list, like how we voted off this episode, and
Oh.
Derek moved something else.
You're the one who fucked us.
I'm
You know
sorry.
the phrase dodged a bullet? This is stepped into a bullet.
Well, just give it to Adam, and then we can all
Yeah,
just
and then we just go
He's not here.
home.
and then he just...
What, he's not eligible?
Adam's not here.
No.
Oh, fucking god damn it, no.
Let's see. Does Matt... Matt doesn't have anything in the list.
If I have to review another Spider-Man,
If I have to review a Spider-Man, it's going to go like this. Episode opens. Spider-Man, this show sucks. We don't need to suck a duck. The end. Spider-Man.
I'm sorry, Matt.
okay. I know. I was bitten by a radioactive podcast, and now I have to forever make shitty
Listen,
podcasts.
Adam, this is stupid. Why did you nominate a bunch of Spider-Mans?
Any idea what episode you'd like to pick?
You know, I feel like as soon as we eliminate all the Spider-Mans, there will just be another fresh crop of Spider-Mans.
You know what? Actually, can I give a suggestion here? Why don't we do Spider-Man 1981 Episode 1? Let's see how they open the series.
Okay, all right. I'm debating. All right, you could sell me on this. You could sell me on it.
Because
we can see.
Not gonna
we
be
can
good.
watch his origin story about.
Oh, thank God! We
how
can
his
watch his
uncle-
origin. Yeah, we can watch his origin story
but-
fucking again.
Well, yes, true, but we can also see how they fucked it away. Like, I think if we watch that, I don't know. I'm spitballing here. I don't know. I've had like 5 beers. Spider-Man,
let me do a
I
little
don't want to
research.
do
Let me
Yeah,
do
okay.
a little
Yeah,
opposite
research.
the plan.
you get
I
back
like
to
Derek's
Spider-Man.
idea, but I'll get back to you with my final ruling.
All right, well, that's it for our Halloween episode.
That was oh my God, you poor listeners.
Oh my God!
I hope that I can catch up with the schedule by then. Yes, we have a release schedule.
You're a good man, David.
We have a very planned out plan that we're not following.
You're a good man, David, to try to spin this garbage into slightly less garbage.
I turned garbage into rubbish.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, that's and sometimes you turn rubbish into what's the next one? Refuse, and then sometimes refuse into like slightly discarded, and then sometimes
Recyclables.
discarded into
Recyclable.
like
Glass. Into the glass.
lovingly used.
Mm-hmm. Glass and plastic. Paper.
Glass and plastic. Newsprint.
Composts. For Amazingly Terrible, I've been not Adam.
And for Amazingly Terrible, I've been Derek. See you guys next week.
For Amazingly Terrible, I've been not Mike.
You've been trying. You've been putting in an effort.
I mean, Mike's doing good. He's doing real good.
He's
All right.
doing better.
Let's go.
Amazingly Terrible is produced by David and Adam. Music by Josh Woodward. Send your email to monotonouslyterrific@amazinglyterrible.com.
I had Christmas in Hawaii.
Was I there for Christmas?
It was pretty cool. Christmas in Hawaii is fun.
I think once I was. I think I went twice.
Wow.
I wasn't there long enough to learn the state fish. I just had time to. I was just there to boogie board and eat shave ice.
Yeah, buddy. That's what it's all about.
Neat.
Nobody boogie boards in other places. Boogie boarding is not. I don't see it. I see wakeboarding occasionally.
We boogie boarded as kids
You don't want to like
in New England.
start children on
Quite a bit.
surfing.
No, yeah. I mean, I boogie boarded. I was a big boogie
I mean,
boarder.
yeah, you can start children on surfing. It's not like meth. It's surfing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
meant like boogie boarding is an easier place to start.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
Also, a lot less expensive because the boogie board costs like $25.
Yes.
It's basically styrofoam that's been spray painted orange.
Are you just getting those boards that you have at the public pools?
Yeah, the kickboards. Yeah, where you're like, oh yeah, kick it and hold onto the board. And you're like, this fucker's not holding me up. This is doing nothing for me. It's like holding onto an egg carton.